Okay, so today we're going to be diving into something that's been on a lot of people's minds lately, and something that's very personal to me as well. See, my dad, he he was diagnosed with dementia a few years back.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's been a tough journey, but it's also made me want to understand more about brain health. What are the things that we can do to protect our cognitive function as we age?
Absolutely. And it's such a complex topic with so much research still being done.
Right. And one of the things that I've been really curious about is the relationship between statins and dementia. Now, I know you've been doing a lot of research on this topic, so I'm really excited to pick your brain about it today.
Yeah, happy to share what I've learned. It's a really interesting area, and I think it's important to start by understanding what statins are and why they're so widely prescribed. Basically, they're a class of drugs that are used to lower cholesterol levels in the blood.
Right. And we all know that high cholesterol is a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke.
Exactly. So statins are often seen as this sort of preventative measure to help reduce those risks, and they're very effective at doing that. But here's where things get a little tricky. It turns out that cholesterol isn't just this bad guy that we need to eliminate from our bodies.
Okay, so what's the good side of cholesterol then?
Well, your brain actually needs cholesterol to function properly. In fact, it contains about 25% of the body's total cholesterol. And it's not just there by accident. Cholesterol plays a vital role in building and maintaining brain cells.
Wow, I had no idea. So that's a pretty high amount of cholesterol in the brain. What exactly does it do up there?
So many things. It's a key component of cell membranes, helping to keep them fluid and flexible. It's also involved in the production of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. Those are the chemicals that help our brain cells communicate with each other.
Oh, right. So it's like the brain's messaging system. And you're saying cholesterol is crucial for that.
Exactly. And it also helps to insulate nerve fibers, which allows signals to travel quickly and efficiently throughout the brain. So you can see why having adequate cholesterol levels is so important for cognitive function. And this is where the whole statins and dementia debate comes in.
Right, because if statins are lowering cholesterol levels in the blood, could that also be affecting cholesterol levels in the brain?
That's the big question. And unfortunately, there's no easy answer. Some studies have shown a potential link between statin use and an increased risk of cognitive decline, including Alzheimer's disease. But other studies haven't found any connection at all.
So it's a bit of a mixed bag then. But why would there be such conflicting results?
Well, there are a lot of factors to consider. First of all, everyone's brain chemistry is different. So the way that statins affect one person's brain might be completely different from how they affect someone else's brain.
That makes sense. So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Right.
And are there different types of statins?
Yes, there are. And some researchers believe that certain types of statins might be more likely to affect cognitive function than others.
Okay, like what types are we talking about?
So you've got lipophilic statins and hydrophilic statins. Lipophilic statins are fat-soluble, meaning they can easily cross the blood-brain barrier. That's the protective layer that surrounds the brain.
Right. So those statins have more direct access to the brain.
Exactly. And that's why some researchers are concerned that they might have a greater impact on brain cholesterol levels. Now, hydrophilic statins, on the other hand, are water-soluble and they don't cross the blood-brain barrier as easily.
So theoretically, they might be a safer option when it comes to brain health.
Possibly, but again, more research is needed to confirm this. And it's important to remember that statins are still very effective at reducing the risk of heart disease and stroke. So it's really about weighing the potential benefits against the potential risks.
I see. It's all about finding that balance. So is there anything else that people should know about the potential link between statins and dementia?
Well, one thing that researchers are looking into is whether long-term statin use might pose a greater risk of cognitive decline compared to short-term use.
That's interesting. So if someone's only taking statins for a short period of time, they might be less likely to experience any cognitive effects.
That's the thinking. But again, more research is needed to really understand the long-term effects of statin use. And it's also important to consider individual factors like age, genetics, and overall health status.
It sounds like there's still so much that we don't know. But what about the things that we do know? Are there other factors that can impact both cholesterol levels and brain health?
Absolutely. Like lifestyle plays a huge role. Things like diet, exercise, and stress management can all have a significant impact on both your heart and your brain.
So it's not just about medication. It's about taking a holistic approach to health.
Exactly. And one of the most important things you can do is manage your stress levels. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, which is a hormone that can actually increase cholesterol production.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that stress could directly affect cholesterol levels. So finding healthy ways to cope with stress could be really beneficial.
Definitely. And exercise is also key. It helps to increase good cholesterol, which can help to offset the negative effects of bad cholesterol.
Right. So it's not just about lowering cholesterol. It's also about improving the balance of good and bad cholesterol in your body.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's diet. Eating a healthy diet that's rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can go a long way in maintaining healthy cholesterol levels.
And are there any specific foods that are particularly good for brain health?
Oh, absolutely. Fiber is your best friend when it comes to lowering cholesterol. It basically binds to cholesterol in the gut and helps to remove it from your system. And some of the best high fiber foods for brain health include things like berries, leafy greens, and nuts.
I love all of those. So they're delicious and good for you. That's a win-win.
For sure. And those foods are packed with antioxidants and other nutrients that are essential for brain function. So it's really about making those smart food choices.
Okay, so let's say someone is concerned about the potential risks of statins. Are there any natural alternatives that they could explore?
There are definitely some promising options out there. One is red yeast rice, which is a natural supplement that contains compounds similar to statins.
Oh, interesting. So it has those cholesterol-lowering properties, but without the potential side effects.
Potentially, yes. But it's important to note that red yeast rice can also have side effects, so it's not for everyone. And it's always best to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplements.
Right. So it's all about having that personalized approach. And are there any other natural alternatives that people might want to consider?
Well, plant sterols are another option. They're found naturally in some foods, and they can help to block the absorption of cholesterol in the gut.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like a preventative measure.
Right.
And are those found in any of the foods that we already talked about, like berries and leafy greens?
They are found in some of those foods, but you can also get them in supplement form. And then, of course, there are lifestyle changes that can make a big difference.
Right. We talked about exercise and stress management.
Yeah.
But are there any other lifestyle changes that could be beneficial?
Well, getting enough sleep is crucial. Sleep deprivation can actually raise cholesterol levels. So aiming for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night is really important.
That's a good reminder. Sometimes we forget about the basics. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today, but what are some key takeaways that our listeners can use to take charge of their cholesterol and potentially support their brain health?
Okay, so here are 5 things to remember. Number 1, prioritize a fiber-rich diet with lots of fruits, veggies, and whole grains.
Got it. More fiber.
Number 2, make exercise a regular part of your routine. Aim for at least 30 minutes most days of the week.
Okay, 30 minutes. I could do that.
Number 3, find healthy ways to manage stress. Whether it's meditation, yoga, or spending time in nature, find what works for you.
Stress management is key.
Number 4, don't be afraid to talk to your doctor about natural alternatives to statins. There might be options out there that you haven't considered.
Right. It's all about having that open dialogue with your healthcare provider.
And number 5, get your cholesterol levels checked regularly so you and your doctor can make informed decisions about your treatment plan.
Great advice. So it's about being proactive and taking control of your health.
Exactly.
Well, this has been so informative. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today. I feel like I've learned so much.
My pleasure. It's been great chatting with you.
And all of our listeners out there, remember, this deep dive is just a starting point. Do your own research, talk to your doctor, and make the choices that are right for you. As you process all this information, think about this. What questions do you have for your doctor about managing your cholesterol levels and protecting your brain health? Be your own advocate and seek personalized guidance because it's your health and you deserve to be in the driver's seat. Thanks for joining us.